Veterans re-entering civilian life face many challenges, including finding a job. Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Welcome to this edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. Today, we have 4 inspirational stories of former servicemen and women who have reinvented themselves, and they are thriving at companies who value their unique skills. They're the leader in the gaming industry, International Game Technology, or IGT. Their success depends on hiring great people like veterans, who are as diverse as the global customers they serve. IGT knows that they can count on vets to deliver.
My name is Kostadopoulos. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, having served 8 years with the 115th Military Police Company in Rhode Island, most notably supporting Joint Task Force Guantanamo. At IGT, I'm a Vice President of Global Financial Planning and Analysis. I'm responsible for financial reporting, corporate overhead, cost and data management, and any corporate projects.
My name is Evan Garrison. I served 6 years in the U.S. Army as a combat engineer in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, conducting route clearance patrols. After service, I joined IGT. I am now a senior manager of field service for Midwest markets for lottery and gaming.
IGT is a global leader in gaming with over 10,500 employees in over 100 jurisdictions. We are the #1 global lottery service provider. We are #1 in global slot machine ship share for North America. Additionally, we have the leading iGaming market share in the US and Canada and are among the top 3 of US sports betting providers. If you've ever purchased a lottery ticket or played a slot machine, there's a very strong chance it was developed by IGT.
Where I start is actually not with the skills, it's actually with the character. You can teach anyone to do a job, right? If you have the right on-the-job training, which we have here at IGT, you can teach anyone to do a job. It's the character that comes with learning how to do those skills. And veterans, active military, anyone in the military community that I've met has those characteristics that we're looking for. The responsibility, the driving results, the passion, the dedication, the loyalty. That's what gets them to learn and acquire those skills that they need for their for their desk job, if you will.
The thing I like to tell people about IGT is that it's really a place for everyone. It's really inclusive. We're a global company in many career fields, which I think aligns really well to people with military experience. For me personally, a company that had opportunities for growth and development was very important. I was 30 years old in an entry-level role, so I really wanted to kind of catch up and be able to kind of showcase my abilities, which I think I've done here with the support of the company and myself. The people at IGT really valued the skills and the values that I brought to the table. I was offered an entry-level role, and then while here, I just found endless opportunities for career growth and development over my 10 years with the company.
The competencies and experience of our military veterans is second to none. When we talk about the equipment that is maintained within our U.S. military, we have quarter-mile-long aircraft carriers, multi-billion-dollar war machines, and the skill and expertise that is required to keep those pieces of equipment functional can definitely translate into the quality of service that IGT is looking to provide our own customers.
Here at IGT, we have a diversity and inclusion group that's called Military Veterans, and that's something that I'm a global co-chair for, and alongside of Evan, of course. And we really strive to recruit, support, and advance them, whoever it may be. In this dig, it's not just for the veterans or active military, like I said, and that's the beauty of what IGT does for that group. It's about the military community. Me, myself, I've never served. I'm not a veteran, I'm not active military, but I come from a military family. And so it's really important for me to support and to advance that group of people, to also hear from various dimensions of diversity within the military community is very important for us.
We're a world leader in gaming, lottery, iGaming, sports betting, so it's a really fun industry. And I think there's a real value for what military veterans can bring from a career perspective. And it's very inclusive. There's very diverse people to work with from different backgrounds, cultures across the world. And I think that really aligns well to kind of the veteran experience.
For over 20 years, Fortinet has been a driving force in the evolution of cybersecurity. Their network security solutions are some of the most deployed, patented, and validated in the industry. With a pledge to train 1 million people in cybersecurity by 2026, they're looking for veterans and their spouses to train and hire.
I always wanted to be in the military. I was in military school as a young boy. It was in my blood. My grandfather worked on the ships that would carry the supplies to Europe in World War II. My stepdad was a Marine. My first duty station was selected to be an avionics instructor internationally at the Inter-American Air Forces Academy in Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. We were helping countries in the South with their internal defense programs on all sorts of subjects, and mine was in the area of electronics.
I went into the Air Force right out of high school. I started as a security policeman. I got the opportunity to go to Germany. When I showed up, there was a wall. When I came home, there was no wall. I got back to the U.S., got stationed at Whiteman Air Force Base. I was guarding the weapons storage area, nuclear weapons. Found that less exciting than what I anticipated going in, and cross-trained in a computer switching system specialist. That transition while in the service is actually how I ended up in this career field.
I had nothing going on after high school, had no plans or any visions, and my cousin asked me to join the military with him, and I talked to the recruiter, took some tests, and left about 2 months later for the Marine Corps. I was an administrative admin clerk for 4 years, did 2 Westpac deployments on ship, and was getting ready to get out of the Marine Corps when I was offered to switch jobs. I chose a computer systems engineer, and I spent the next 16 years doing cybersecurity and computers.
Military veterans are by nature problem solvers who understand the importance of maintaining a strong defense, especially when dealing with active threats. That's why Fortinet has made it their mission to help veterans transition from military service into the field of cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity, in just a few words, is this. Think about how many devices you personally own that are connected to the internet. If you add all that up for just your family alone, you're going to have a big number. Well, that expands the attack surface of everybody. Same thing happens at companies, happens at governments. Our job in cybersecurity is to protect those networks, protect those operations, and making sure that those companies and governments are resilient so when they're attacked, they can recover their services quickly.
Our customers have different types of sensitive data depending on the vertical you're in. We're in our EBC center where we have operational technologies where you can worry about critical infrastructure like power and financial institutions, the healthcare center, patient data. And there's adversaries who can look to monetize that, the access to that data.
For me, being a military member, transitioning was not easy, and I know it hasn't been easy for others. That's what makes this program, the Fortinet Veterans Program, unique. We work with other partner organizations to upskill veterans in terms of preparing their resume and mentoring, but we as Fortinet train them in cybersecurity. If we can't find them a job with us, we will find a job for them and help place them with one of our partners.
So when I put my retirement paperwork in for the Marine Corps, I learned very quickly that none of my resumes or job offers I had coming out were from anything I submitted online. It was from networking. Fortinet has a very, very broad outreach program, a Fortinet Veterans Community Program, that reaches out to veterans and their spouses to help them transitioning into the civilian workforce. They help them with soft skills, they help them with technical skills, and they really give them the opportunity to network and branch out.
Don't limit yourself to the job title that you might have in the service. Those skills apply much more broadly than you might think they do. There are organizations that are really interested in have seen the success with other veterans.
So I believe hiring veterans into your organization, like Fortinet does, they understand the value that we bring because for one, our leadership, that's a given, and I think we all have some of that built into us just from our time in service. Having the discipline and having the honesty and integrity, we're going to be there. We're going to show up and we're going to get it done.
Finding quality home care for loved ones is never easy. There to help us is Comfort Keepers, a leader in providing in-home care. They've discovered that veterans provide a perfect match for thousands of positions nationwide. Take a look at this.
I started out my medical career as a medic in the Army. I joined in 2000, and that is when I really fell in love with taking care of people. I was stationed at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in DC,
What we look for in a caregiver is a couple things. Experience matters. However, what we look at kind of beyond the resume and beyond the interview is, does this person care? Our mission is to elevate the human spirit.
A frequent misconception of in-home support is that a person must be unhealthy to need personal care. There are other tasks like meal preparation, socialization, help around the house, and simple companionship that are equally important.
Comfort Keepers is a leading provider in in-home care. We are an organization that is dedicated to helping our clients maintain their independence and live at home longer. And at our core, we are an organization that is based on people elevating people.
I really enjoy taking care of people and making them smile, bringing a little bit of joy to their day just by being there for them in whatever capacity that may be.
To see the work that you do have an immediate effect on another person is truly an amazing thing. It is a privilege to serve them and give them the dignity of life that they deserve.
Service to others is the foundation upon which Comfort Keepers is built, and a huge draw for prospective veteran hires.
Comfort Keepers gave me an opportunity to do similar things that I did in the military. In the service, you really do need your troops and your soldiers to perform the mission. I saw the same model in Comfort Keepers. You really do need these caregivers to complete the mission.
In my experience with Comfort Keepers, it relates to my service in the military because I can find out what the client needs and come back and assist them in whatever way possible.
I joined the Army and I was 18. So I went to the West Point Prep School. It's a wonderful experience. It's very hard to describe in a couple sentences. They instill this principle, duty, honor, country. I was a battalion fire support officer. And then when the first Gulf War broke out, the 3rd Armored Division in Germany was called up, and I went to Iraq from Germany.
So the ward that I worked on at Walter Reed Army Medical Center assisted patients such as plastic surgery that maybe were in accidents because of explosions and they had burns on their body.
From calling in artillery on enemy forces or reconstructing the shattered face of American warriors, these veterans understand that discipline and rock-solid ethical standards are what propel any organization to success, be it the military or companies like Comfort Keepers.
Most folks join the military because they do have a sense of service. They have a sense of understanding that duty is important.
So that gives me tremendous satisfaction to know I'm leading a team and that we're successful in helping folks get their life back.
I meet with prospects and we go over what their care goals are. We figure out what their needs are. We get very personal.
Fulfilling expectations is job one for these care providers. Their enthusiasm is the bedrock upon which Comfort Keepers is built.
I get very passionate about Comfort Keepers because I believe in what we do. There has never been an organization that I have worked in that has such an effect on human life.
I would tell a veteran that this is a tremendous opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, and that the skills they learned in the service would directly translate to being successful here.
Comfort Keepers, a daily dose of joy.
America's vets are finding rewarding careers after serving, and these days, no industry is creating more of a buzz than energy. We're headed to Houston to learn more.
What I look for in a career is good accomplishment, excellent teamwork, good collaboration, and as a military vet, I found it here.
Matt Barry, Marine Corps 4 years active and 4 years in active reserves. A military service where in-demand skills were honed, ones used today for both company and customers, with career opportunities that continue to grow.
In the Marine Corps, we learned a lot of different skills in leadership, skills on how to present yourself and carry yourself, as well as skills on the electrical side of the business, skills on the mechanical side. Those skills all together brought me to this company, Aggreko, where I started as a technician, eventually moved into a management role, and was also lucky enough to continue that journey and become a part of the leadership team.
A global supplier of mobile, modular power, temperature control equipment, and energy services, UK-based Aggreko has a strong American footprint.
We really do have great market penetration right across the U.S. And lots of opportunities for our military vets. We find that they're very well trained and they have great experience from their time in the military. They're very driven. They take great pride in what they do, especially working in a team environment, and that translates very well to Aggreko. Maybe most importantly, we find they've got very unique leadership skills, and they've honed those from their time in the service.
As a former military spouse and as a military mom today, I really appreciate the military community and the support they've provided me personally, but also it's been just amazing to see the skills and the leadership qualities, the work ethic that the military instills in veterans, and that's why they make such great hires to join us here at Aggreko.
When Hayden Acare sought the perfect job following active duty in the Marine Corps, he found it at Aggreko.
After 5 years of being in the military and all the training that I had gone through and everything, I was on my way out, going through separation classes. Was looking on Indeed and saw Aggreko, read the description of the work, applied for it, and whenever I had gotten to Texas, back from North Carolina, I got a call for an interview and came in, and the rest is history. Before I got out, I was in a leadership role as a work center supervisor, and that really translated to Aggreko. Especially being the new guy, just kind of hit the ground running. As a technician for Aggreko, which is a world-class company, it comes down to a lot of you being in contact with the customer, knowing your job, knowing the equipment, doing it safely, doing it fast to get the customer back up online and running as efficiently as possible. If you're looking for the dream job, one that's challenging, Aggreko is the spot for you.
One of my favorite success stories of a veteran hire is Brandon Chasson. He started with us in a West Texas location as a service center coordinator. He was able to become a service center manager of that location. From there, Brandon continued to grow and learn and use all of the military discipline that he brought with him to become a senior service center manager in our Houston location. Brandon continued to apply his skill set from the military, and now he's a regional operations leader for our Gulf region. Brandon chose to be in Texas. We do, however, have 40+ locations around the U.S. and Canada. For anyone who's a veteran and wants to come and join us, we'll have a spot for you.
One job in particular that I remember was a large utility company in California where they lost a sizable portion of their grid. Aggreko brought the team in, we gathered up all the different equipment, loaded it on the trailers, got it out to the customer, and were able to supply power back to tens of thousands.
But we really don't see ourselves as a rental company. We're more of a problem solver. We want to understand our customers' issues before we ever start thinking about what equipment we're going to use. Well, just like the World War II poster where Uncle Sam wants you, we also want you, our military vets, here at Aggreko. We have wonderful career opportunities. We're ready to welcome you. Come on and join the Aggreko family.
Great to see that after sacrificing so much to the military service, today's veterans were able to find careers where they've been able to shine. I'm Montel Williams. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Military Makeover Operation Career. We'll see you next time.